Greetings and welcome back to smartwatchtics.com. Got a box with a ZEBLAZE Stratos 2 Lite, folks. It's a Lite. We just did a ZEBLAZE Lite. These guys are prolific. They are producing all kinds of watches, and they're taking their best products and enhancing them and changing them. We're about to tell you the difference between the original Stratos 2 and the Lite, but first I'd like to show you this. Here is the official listing from the ZEBLAZE official store at AliExpress for the original Stratos 2. Check it out. It's on sale for about $56. Well, the first big difference between the original and the Lite is a price drop. It's only $40, and this isn't even on sale. Hopefully, in the show notes, I'll have a coupon for you, so be sure you click on the link down there, follow over, and use the coupon for a deeper discount as well. So, what in the world is the difference between the Stratos 2 and the Stratos 2 Lite that warrants such a big price decrease? Well, really only one thing, the screen. The original has the AMOLED screen with always-on capability. This particular version has an IPS screen, 1.32-inch, same resolution, 360 by 360. Probably good battery life because you don't have the always-on screen. And as a bonus, the Lite adds a compass to the watch that's not on the original for a lot less money. That's why I'm sold on this one. It's a good watch. You're looking at your basic Bluetooth 5.0, 300 milliamp hour battery, Corning Gorilla Glass on this one. The GPS, same module. It's got the 4 satellite, 3 mode. Anywhere in the world, you can figure out where you are. It's got the fast movement, the 3-axis accelerometer, a gyroscope, and supports compass. Yep. Kind of buried in there. It was a real Easter egg. I finally found it in the list of all of the apps, and it's like, wow, it's got a compass. Awesome. You got heart rate monitors, blood oxygen on it, and no blood pressure. It's not on any of the Stratos line, and that's okay because that's kind of quasi whether it's accurate or not on watches anyway. But your blood oxygen, your heart rate, which is what you need when you're out climbing around, they're in here. 5ATM, that's 50 meters waterproof, just like the original. Your battery life of up to 25 days standby, 15 days in, a special training time mode. And with a full GPS and heart rate tracking, you can get 56 hours. So throw it around your wrist, go about your day, and the next day, and you got GPS tracking of everything. You got all these different clock features, GPS time, of course, automatic daylight savings, stopwatch alarms, health monitoring in it is there. The daily smart features, it can do weather sync in the city that you set up in centigrade or Fahrenheit, active tracking, the different modes. Here's your sports modes. We're going to see all that, so I'm just kind of whipping through it. You have 3 default faces. You can add 1 more face at a time out of about 150 different faces. We'll show you that. And this is fun. The ZEBLAZE Fit app is the tethering app for this one. We saw this once before on the ZEBLAZE Swim, if you remember that watch back in October 2022. Well, it's back again, updated, and it's a sweet app. I like it. We'll walk through it as well. Wristbands, measurements, durability, and so forth. Let's dive in. Inside the box, we have basically the watch module itself floating in here. We've got a little cover on it that we can take off. And on the back, there's a cover as well over the sensors and such. So you want to peel that film off. Then inside that support unit and the cover, we've got 2 little plastic bags. The first one now houses the charger dock. This one is supported by a hefty-duty dock. It's got 2 pins that line up. It's magnetically coupled. It's really solid, unless Mr. Tick shakes the heck out of it. And it'll work for you. It's not disconnectable with the USB, so make sure you hold on to your dock and know where it is. Basic USB charging through the dock unit. In the bottom, you've got a booklet. And in the other bag, we've got, of course, the matching bands for this watch, which we'll put on, which is really, really cool the way it works. You've got the little rubber thingies going on, and you've got one of them that fits right up here at the top. So you're going to get a really tight fit because, well, you'll see it when I put it on, which I will in just a minute after I show you the manual. Opening it up, you get the basic information we're seeing characteristically now in all of these ZEBLAZE apps. There's the ZEBLAZE Fit QR code. Again, download it from the Google Play Store as a recommendation, and I always put a link in the show notes under all the watch reviews for that. Safety instructions, and that's it. Then we go into other languages. All right, here it is on now. Going to press the top button now. That'll turn it on. Vibrate it, gives us the logo, and then pops into its opening watch face. This is what I'm talking about on the band. You see how it's integrated in here, and that first loop is held in place, so it's not going to go sliding all around the band, and that is a really nice addition. I wish they all were like that. Pretty slick. This is the opening watch face. They've 3 of them in here, plus a custom one. I'll show you that in a minute. Slide down. This gives you your overall information, exactly like on the original Stratos 2. You got your vibration intensity capability here. This is your overall brightness. There's the lowest, all the way up to a level 5. We can run it at about a 3, I think. This will lock the screen, and it is locked now and is impermeable to touch, so perfect for swimming and other activities. You press and hold the side button for a few seconds, and it'll unlock the screen. In addition, you've got Do Not Disturb. This is your power level thing that will help you save on battery, and then, of course, your overall settings. Now, in the settings, you've got the different watch faces. I'll change you to a couple of them. Here's a round one with an analog with a couple of other displays and some splash of color going on. We can go into another one, since there's only 3. I'll show them each to you. Kind of a blue highlight with your heart rate and your calories burned and your step count on it. And then we've got whatever you want to download from the app. And this is my favorite. It's one of the few that has actual seconds ticking on it. Your step count, your power level, your date and time, a heart rate, and calories burned. And beautiful, nice little watch face. So that's in the original watch face section. You have your brightness, we saw that. There's 3 dots over here, meaning 3 different screens. Vibration intensity you can set either from the settings or from those quick settings. Auto lock again, so that's all repeated. Then you've got your system settings for reboot, power off, and reset, followed by the QR code. That's the one you scan to download the ZEBLAZE Fit app, and About, which tells you we're on the Stratos 2 Lite. That's the version of watch that we've got, and that's everything to do with settings. Swiping up, you get any notifications sent from your phone when you've set it up and paired all of that stuff together. Going over this way now, we're looping backwards through a whole bunch of plates. So let's go this way. Here we've got heart rate. Now it jumps in and starts measuring immediately with green diodes on the back. It's showing you your heart rate for the day from midnight to midnight, and it's doing its measurement, and that's about it on this particular screen in these different cards you go through. When we bail out of this and come over to the next one, we go into blood oxygen, 321. Wants to make sure it's on tight. Now, of course, you can touch anywhere on your body. You see it's red glowing down there using the red diodes. I like using the tip of my finger or this fleshy part of your hand if you're not wearing it, because the skin color is pretty much universal on all of us and there's no hair. So you get a pretty decent chance at a good reading if you try to do it that way. And it'll just go on until it gets you the reading, and it'll show you a chart along the edge of it. Here's last night's sleep time, and again, it's all it's showing you on this display. But in the apps, you'll see you can go even deeper. Weather in the area you've set on the app in centigrade or Fahrenheit, and a music player that will integrate with the phone and play the music out of the phone, not out of the watch. No speaker or mic, no Bluetooth calling on this one. Really sealed in so that you got that 5 ATM thing going on. And then just kind of a summary of your calories, step count for the day, and how many times you stood up out of how many hours it's tracking for you, and then back to your heart rate. So how you get to all that other stuff? Press the button. Now we're into workout. I'm going to come back to that. Activity was your overall activities that you do with respect to the different workouts. We'll look at that. Then stats, this is with the calories, steps, and standing that I showed you before, but now you can go a little bit deeper. Here's your step count by hour throughout the day. You saw the calorie display there, and then these are the actual hours that you were standing. So you do have a lot of the information that's on the app buried within the phone, but you gotta, or the watch, but you gotta know kind of where to get to it. Now, the next set, the heart rate and blood oxygen, they're exactly the same as what we already took measures on. No additional information. But when you get into sleep, there's your graph showing the different colors representing the type of sleep. Slide up, and you can see what those colors mean: dark blue, light blue, and white, and how many hours you were in each of those zones. Swipe again, you can see that you were asleep for 8 hours, 22 minutes when you fell asleep and when you woke up as well. So all of that information is available in the sleep section within the apps. News, this is your pushes from the phone that we saw when we swiped up, weather we looked at. However, we couldn't get past this screen. Now I've got wind speed, ultraviolet, and humidity, and the current location that's set, and then of course your forecasts for the next few days. And then here's that magical compass, by golly, and here it is, and it's working. And that is new to this watch, to this line, the Stratos 2, but it's only in the Stratos 2 Lite. So if you want the compass, you got to buy the Lite. The music controller, basic stopwatch, it doesn't run in the background, so you really can't do much with it. You have to have it forward and running in order to use it, but you do have countdown timers that you could work with as well. Find your phone, we'll ring your phone, and settings, we already looked at everything there. So that's pretty much the app. The bottom button turns it on and off. The top button switches you in and out of these different things. And I mentioned the workouts. These are GPS connected in things like running and walking and cycling, the kind of things that would create a trajectory chart, right? There's all kinds of other activities in here, but the ones that invoke GPS are those basic ones. And when you do something like an outdoor walk, here's the results of one of mine. Here's a time. It was a 10-minute little walk around a shopping center. Shows you steps and calories, average speed in miles per hour, cadence, maximum, average pace, maximum, minimum pace, average heart rate, and so forth. Really extensive data. If you're doing cycling, you get something like this: your time, your average speed, maximum speed, all of that. Again, pace and such. And we'll look at that in the app, because you also get the map, the trajectory map generated by the GPS module in here, transferred. You ready? Let's go. Zeblaze Fit from the Google Play Store. When you open it, you set everything up. You get your device linked to the Stratos 2 Lite, and you get your account going. Then you land on this health page. That's the opening page. We're going to come back to that because I want to drop you into workouts right here. Here's that little 10-minute one we just were taking a look at on the watch. Here it is on the phone. Now check this out. I come in here. That was Google Maps you saw as it's diving across the country to zero right in on my spot. I turned it off by touching that one. You can turn on and off the traditional Google Maps if you want to. And you can pinch and zoom. Now, look at that. There's the trajectory. And if I tap this, I go into satellite view. There's the actual satellite view of my walk from the restroom at the end of the shopping center, basically all the way around, came back again, and went over here where I was parked. And you get all of the information in terms of graphs of your pace, your stride frequency on this, and the detail that we saw in numbers in the watch itself, and the heart range in its limits. Of course, it was only a 1.5 minute warm-up, but it'll show you how much time you spent into each of your different zones. That is really sweet. And previous days, you get all of that information as well. So it archives all of your different walking, cycling, of course, all the other activities, but the ones that give you the charts, the actual graphs, the actual trajectories are the ones that invoke the GPS. Now, let's go back to the top. We're starting in with your overall step count, type, distance, and information. And that's just a summary screen, not deep diving us in here. I guess we get into it, each of these cards down here. Here's your standing stuff. It's showing throughout the day when you stood up. Now, it's just you did or you didn't. It's not like you half stood up, you kind of squatted or something. No. You get a full 6 count out of, they're giving me 12 hours to do it in. And, of course, you can change the days and show any other days and when you were doing it as well. Then beyond that one, you get into step count. Here you're getting it in how many steps per hour. Your today compared with yesterday. And you can touch any of these and see the exact number of steps in the half hour, the full hour, I guess, that you did it in. Same thing for distance. This is your mileage. It's converted a little bit smaller in this particular example. And then, of course, calories burned, which is all correlated to the same thing as well. Those three sort of go together, but you notice we get different charts. It looks like the longer you're walking continuously, the more overall calories you're going to burn. You come in here to heart rate, and now we get the day heart rate. Here it is. There's when I took it off and charged it back up for the review and put it back on again. And you tap on this, and it'll show you the values at any particular time in a few minute increment, it looks like. Yeah, maximum, minimum heart rate, and so forth. And, of course, you get weekly and yearly if you want to, or monthly. Blood oxygen now is only showing the little dots when you took a test manually. It's not giving you a continuous blood oxygen chart on this one. I wish it would do that, but it doesn't. You have to take it incrementally. Workouts we looked at, and then here's the detail on the sleep that we just saw, the sleep chart in here, where you have wide awake in yellow, a light purple for light sleep, and deep purple for deep sleep, right? And the hours break down. There's no REM sleeping. It's not doing the full-on scientific sleeping, probably because the blood oxygen you saw is just incrementally. You get that REM sleep when you're able to have that continuous blood oxygen and the and heart rate compared together for getting the rapid eye movement rate of sleep. So you're not having a really deep, detailed sleep analysis in this one. There's other health-focused watches I'd recommend for that. This puppy is what you're going to be wanting if you want good GPS tracking, compass out and about, and an attractive sports fitness watch. So those are all the cards here. When you land into exercise now, that's going to show you the Google map currently where you are with your phone using the GPS, I'm pretty sure, in your phone to do a track, and you can do a exercise routine combined with the watch, getting your heart rate and stuff like that integrated from your body through the watch to your workout there. Come over to device. Here we are on the Stratos 2 Lite. You can turn on and off all these different things, including more settings for your time and brightness, vibration, languages, restart it, Bluetooth address and such. Find the device if you've lost it and so forth. You can unbind it right here as well. In the dial center, the first thing you get is the list of all of the ones you have, your 3 stock ones, and then whichever dial you've installed from the online dial library. They're broken into categories like pointers. Come in here, quick to load them up. These are a variety of the different watch faces that are analog. There's the name underneath each one of them here as well. We come back here, we've got simplicity, just to give you a spattering idea of what these things look like. Beyond that, business affairs is here. And they're mostly digital, it looks like. What else have we got? Dazzle, color, personality, and then you can do your own custom face down here where you can add a picture to it and have digital time. Dazzle color looks like this. Lots of different styles on this one as well. So a really nice library of watch faces to choose from. My is about you, your overall personal information, how you register. If you're registered female, and if there's support for cycle tracking, not bicycle kind, but the other kind, it'll be in here. But doesn't appear to be that the watch is supporting that, or we would have seen it by now, either on the watch or in other parts. But I still register female for the testing. Your units, metric or imperial, Fahrenheit, or centigrade are all set up there. Your overall target settings for steps, miles, and calories burned, which is different. Usually you only have step count, but you can set those differently if you want to. Here's where you choose your maps, give feedback, authorize data for Strava. If you want to export this stuff to Strava, it's supported. And then your overall account information as well. So a nice little integrated app. I've got it in the night view. I like it that way. It's not as hard on your eyes when it's all white background, but it's your choice. And we've got all the data right here on the watch as well. Very, very sweet. Again, it is the Stratos 2 Lite. Now, we've got a link over here to the Zeblaze official store listing for it, and it's currently at about $40. Like I said, I should be able to get that even lower for you. Check the show notes for a buying link for that one. And remember, you could also get the basic Stratos 2, which is the same watch without the compass, but with an AMOLED screen that gives you an always-on display. And I got a review up on that. You can see what that display looks like, how long it lasts, how it works. Check out that review. I got the link in the show notes for you as well. And it's popped up there about $56. That's all in the cost of the screen, guys. It's kind of expensive. So I'm really glad to see them get a more affordable watch for those that really are wanting the sports GPS integration and don't need to focus so much on that high-powered specialized screen technology. Thanks for watching. Okay, we'll see you again soon.